Alright, so welcome back to a new one on this channel, and on this one I want to show you the mute groups and link groups. If we go to a pattern, I'm gonna go to pattern select and just, play whatever pattern. We know that by holding shift and then going to reverse, we can, in sample mode of course, we can hold whatever is that playing back and we can mute it, right? Just press it, and it's gonna mute that pad. And just by tapping again, we unmute it. That's fine. But the mute groups and the choke groups, or the mute groups and link groups, are just a little bit different. I'm going to stand on sample mode, and this sample, and I'm going to go fixed so you can hear the difference. This is just a very long sample. It's a crash. It's a ride, actually. And this one is just a very short sample. If I play this one, we'll just keep playing until the sample ends. And if I play this one, it's not choking. It's not stopping this playback of the 11. So a mute group means that it's called choke groups, is what we know as choke groups. So by going to shift and doing shift, and the number 8 is going to give you the mute groups. Now you have 8 different groups. The idea is that you assigned the samples, or you put them within the same group so they cannot overlap. If one is playing and the other one plays on top of the previous one, is going to stop the playback of the previous one. For example, in the case of the crash and the snare, I'm going to assign them to the same group. I'm going to add the crash, which is actually a ride, and I'm going to assign the hat. Now, both sounds, both samples, they belong to the same group, so they cannot play at the same time. They cannot overlap. Now, if you want to remove them from the group, of course, you just tap again, and you remove them. And if you want to, you can maybe go to other groups and assign other samples to different groups. So in this case, I just care about the ones we have on the A. Now to exit from the screen, I'm just gonna exit. And now if I play the ride and I play the hat is gonna choke the ride. And the same thing happens backwards. If this was a longer sample, the ride is gonna choke the 15. So this is what, again, we called choke groups. In Roland SP universe, this is called mute groups. If you want to remove them again from the group, go to Shift Pad 8. I'm standing there. I'm going to remove them from the group and then just press exit. Now, on the other side, you have the link groups, which is pretty much the opposite. You can play multiple pads at once, and it's going to be, instead of the 8, it's going to be the 7, which is pad and then link. I'm going to go to Shift. I'm going to press the 7. And right here, you pretty much have the same interface. You can move to the different groups with the encoder. In this case, I'm going to stay on the A, and you can assign, of course, up to 4 per group. You cannot do more than 4. So if I wanted to play the hat, play the kick, and play, the snare, and play the kick, and maybe this one, which I don't know what it is, they are inside the same group. Once you're done, you press exit, and every time you play, one of them is going to play all. That's the idea. Now, this is super useful when you have something very specific on your samples. I'm using the factory samples with the factory presets and patterns. So maybe, it doesn't sound that good. But if you're using some very specific samples where you need to kind of trigger them at the same time, you can use the pad links. I'm going to go here. And if I want to get them out of the group, I'm just going to press the pads and remove them from the group. Okay, so that's it. This was a short one. This is something I didn't cover on the whole on the big deep dive video I created. If you want to take a look at that one, check the links in the description. You have all the videos I made for this device. If you like this and you learned something new, please like and subscribe. This channel is supported by viewers only. So if you want to buy me a coffee to say thanks and help the channel keep going on, you can. You have links at the description for PayPal, YouTube Thanks, and Patreon. See you on the next one.